timeout. The internet is so pathetic. What happened to my thingamajig? So, just reading on the guidelines here. You can now put people in timeout for different lengths ranging from 10 seconds to 24 hours. Oh, man. That is funny. Hey, Ryan. Hold on. I'm trying to get my... Whoa. Whoa. Brendan sent me the high waters. Get a tan. Got it. You got Kyle in timeout. I missed everything, apparently. Hello, Brian, BBC, Ryan Thiel, Builder Dude, Jeremy, Morgan, David, everybody. Hi. Back to painting. I'm trying to get I've got a backlog of baits, and I'm trying to get caught up. Frank, that's because Canadian iPhones, you don't swipe down, you swipe up. Everybody knows that. Kyle, a Texas huntsman, were messing with me about silicone mixtures. What about them? They think your silicone is incorrect? Oh, all right. I gotta dot eyes. And Chris, if you're watching this, don't watch it. Turn it off because I don't want you to see your baits. Different Chris, not catching lunkers. Different Chris. I want to know who the dude is on eBay selling all the Burns baits. That's what I want to know. That's what I missed. Who that person is. Who is unloading their baits. Not that I care, but I'm curious. Only had 32 grams of activator and needed 35 grams. They said it won't work. It does work. It just takes longer. Brian, there is some on eBay. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not Eric, because Eric didn't have those baits. But what's weird is it's some older baits that Burns, like there's a couple that Burns painted, which they're old then, and a couple of the drop baits, but I feel like the guy had up like two of the little tiny walkers, but he had two flat ones, which was odd because you would have had to have bought two sets. I guess I could go back and look. I don't know. But but somebody had a pretty good little stash of Burnsy stuff, I will say. I was impressed. I bought one set and swear they both are flat. I could be wrong. I thought I did one gloss and one flat in the little SH4 with the white back top water. I don't know, but could have got them secondhand. I don't know. This person's got like uh it's sold like 5,000 things on eBay, so they've sold a bunch. Um, but maybe this person is a camper and they're a mega seller on eBay and I didn't know it, and they've just been hoarding this whole time. So right before Christmas, they could dump all their Burns baits. I don't know. Yeah, not I'm talking the clear coat was flat, not the actual sides. They were both gloss and flat. Yeah, that's what I thought. I guess you could just search Marty Burns. Um, you can't search Tacklecraft anymore because nobody knows what that is. People just say TK, which is, I guess, bad for business. Who painted that? TK. Oh, okay. Oh, look up Tacklecraft. I think on the description it says painted by TK. I know, Cal. I know. Stupid name. Stupid name. Uh, but yeah, he's got the big mubbas up. He's got some of the 1.5s. I think he's got two 1.5s. I guess he kept one of them because I think the ones that he has uh, were out of a 3-pack, and I think he kept one of them. I don't know. I don't know. I can't. I can't. I quit. I quit trying to figure out what was going on. But if you don't want uh, eBay Burnses, I have a beautiful box of Burnses right here that I'm going to be painting this week. Nasty Nate? I don't think so. I don't think Nasty Nate. Nasty Nate, I don't. Maybe. I don't think it's Nasty Nate. See, Jeremy? Yeah, it's no Tacklecraft is gone. Tacklecraft is gone. Um, Xavier was upset with me for yelling at him to leave me alone when he kept waking me up after I got home from work. So he put glue in both of my safety shoes. Morgan, well, there you go. Somebody was looking out for you. Mostly the ones you don't have. How about that? I will say the person seems to have went back and bumped the prices up since the last time he painted. Robert, I will not be painting any more Little Debbie crankbaits, although I have two. I think I have two left over. Yes, the Mini Max with rattles and without. So, saw someone post on the Brotherhood. Oh, that's hilarious. Did they give the recipe, AJ? You'll have 5 or 6 tags. I mean, at least your name is still getting out there. Yeah, those posts always crack me up, Jeremy, because there's certainly lots of non-reputable people getting mentioned as legit, and it's the reason it's funny is because I've seen it for the last 10 years. It's the same shit over and over and over. Some like dude like paints for cheap and does okay, and then like a month later or 2 months later, 6 months later, after all of his buddies have been like, "Oh, he's the shit. Send him his bait." Somebody gets on there and they're like, this guy's got like 4 of my baits, and I haven't heard from him in 3 months." Yeah, yeah, he does, and you're probably not going to get them back. You might, but you might not. I'm just trying to flex. Robert, send me a message on Instagram or Facebook. Do you want them both? I think I've got 2. One with red hooks, one without. Those $5 paint jobs are fire. No, AJ, I've seen lots of free. In fact, it's hard to compete with free. People will always choose free. Anyone want to buy a? AJ has set up a marketplace in the comments here. Anyone want to buy a triple trout or Hiroshima gill so I can buy more big M's? I think you're SOL, Brendan. Brendan, you want one of these? You don't want one of these, dude. You don't want one of those. You don't want one of those. I'll just paint you a big M like that, and have Burns castrate me. I would definitely be on the naughty list if I did that. Burns would send me straight to the naughty list. All right. I need some yellow eyes. Where's my yellow paint? There it is. But it's taken me. This is my first batch of baits I've painted since I've been gone, and I was gone so long that I went to buy gloves, and I bought the wrong size. So for future reference, Harbor Freight gloves, I wear an XL, and I bought larges, and they pull on my palms really hard right here. It makes my hands hurt, so I need to go up. I need to go up a size on the Harbor Freight. Need a big B for the little Debbie. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Super spreader over here. Extra small, Brendan. What are you, a toddler? Oh, let's see. Gotta match the little Debbie with an obese bait. I'm gonna have to put the. I guess I'm gonna have to send these to the guy on eBay who's selling the Burnsy baits, and I'm gonna have to have him put the damn little Debbie baits up. Wear an XL, but bought an extra small. Ooh, you just saw the X and grabbed. Not good, BBC. Not good. Oh. Let me see here. I dusted off some just random baits that I had laying around. This was some sort of bomber. And it was already sanded, and it's got the prism plate inside. And I just put some glitter and a green dot on it and some fish. It's bright. It's like a copper. I don't know what you would call it. It's weird, but it was just a warm up bait to get the juices flowing and kind of get the weird shit out. I can't do that, Burns. If I get your baits out and do it for random shit, it might be bad. Like this I can sell cheap because it's a tester. And like this one. Yes. Yeah. That's the fatso. I left the bone of the plastic exposed and then just painted some scales on it. Oh, yours are back there to be painted. I've actually got some base coat on them, Burns. Now that I got my Clay, do you need a bill? I can send you an envelope with a lip in it. Yeah, it's not a bad looking not a bad looking paint job on the fatso. It'll suffice for somebody. It's got some nice little fine glitter on it. Nice looking bait. Nice looking bait. The fatso will not work in South Bama. Well, Brian, the green dot one can be yours. I don't like bombers. It's not that I don't like bombers. I didn't grow up on bombers. I don't know much about bombers. I know they catch fish, but I don't bomber. I don't bomber, bro. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna put all this stuff up. This is well, I'm not gonna put all these up. These are somebody else's, but these will go up. I've found I started going through my stuff to paint box. Too bougie for bombers. Honestly, just like as a kid, you know why I probably didn't like bomber? Focus on me. Focus on me, camera. I don't know, Travis. Whatever this is, I don't know what A that is. It's an A of some sort. Now it's covered in glitter and transparent chartreuse, and it's I don't know. But the reason I probably don't like bombers is because when I was watching TNN as a kid, I don't think there was anybody selling me bombers. I don't remember a Bill Dance Bomber 5A video. Um, I'm trying to think. I know there's some people that love them. It was just I never tried them. Never had a relationship with the bombers. I did have the fat freeze myself, Travis, but that is strictly due to Bill Dance. Um, I don't know. I don't know the answer. I'll tell you who would. Eric. He's a bomber guy. He knows bombers. He throws bombers. I've painted a lot of bombers for him. But I don't like I said, I don't know. Eric will know what's a good bomber and what's a poo-poo bomber. But I know the ones with the screw tails are the better ones. And that's a screw tail. So I know that. I don't know if I did. I don't know if I did bad, but I screwed the tail in with super glue. Yeah, they're the old one. It's the old one. It's got the screw tail. Um, and it's also so old that it's got like the lead butyrate powder floating around in it from like the rattle banging around for so long. What's up, Anthony? Anthony, do people call you Tony? Isn't that a thing where you're from? All right, these are done. Too bright for the camera. If you fish dirty water, you're welcome. Um, you got a clear DD14? Where, AJ? Send it to me. Send it to me before you dot eyes on it and leave it clear. A guy sent it to you. I didn't know anybody threw those. I didn't know anybody fished with those anymore. All right, what do I need to do? Those are dotted. I need to pour this paint back in this bottle. I just got a Rico that the ball weight is mostly now just powder floating around. How does that work, Morgan? Does it still fish right? Another great question, Kyle. AJ, did you find the mysterious green silicone skirt tabs that you were looking for that seemingly has been the code has been changed or the the shade of the green has been changed? Used my needle to dot the I's. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. What was the secret, AJ? These are going to be tough. All right, let's see if I can do this. These are going to be tough. I guess I could stick a bill in it and have a bill. Oh! What did I do with it? Oh, it's in this bait. Haven't thrown it. Well, AJ, I want to know, were you looking in the wrong place of where you bought it? I still suck at dotting eyes. I get them even, but the yellow is still weird. What does that mean? Someone sent me a picture. It was named Natural Crawl. Oh, you were looking down the wrong name. You were looking for green pumpkin and it was called Natural Crawl. Well, that was good. The internet saved the day. Let's see. I had that panic attack. No, I bought them on clearance like 10 years ago from Lord Parts online. Oh, so you had to go somewhere else. Where did you have to go, if you don't mind me asking? Did you go to fishingskirts.com or here's a few. Yellow shrinks, I guess, and is transparent. Cannot get clean edges. It is an opaque yellow. What's up, Rich? You get to squeak in any fishing trips in the new rig before it got cold as ball sacks up there? Hello, JP. Probably time to try another paint then, Brendan. Probably time to try a different paint. Let's see if this is the right size or the wrong size. Whoa, that's awful. Definitely the wrong size. Let's wipe that off. Man, that was terrible. Way wrong. Two different paints. I don't know. I'm going to have to get out all my army of drill bits to see which one is the appropriate size for this dot. Maybe that one. Maybe it's this one. Damn, Rich. That sucks. Sorry to hear you're ill since Thanksgiving. Sound. There we go. This is the appropriate rebel eye size, pupil size. Looks like a rebel to me. There we go. All right. We're rebelling. It does suck to be sick, Clay. You're exactly right. It sucks being sick. Well, this one's got a screwed up line tie. See if I can fix this. Clay, that's what so I got sick not too long ago, and I went to the doctor, and they were like, "What are your symptoms?" I was like, "I just feel like crap. I don't have any energy, and I feel terrible. I have body aches, fatigue." And she's like, "Are you? Do you have a temperature?" I was like, "No." She said, "Are you coughing or sneezing or eyes watering or nose running?" I was like, "No more than usual." She was like, "I bet you've got this thing that's going around." I was like, "What is it?" And she's like, "Well, I had 4 people come in last week with the exact same symptoms." I said, "Okay." She said, I don't know what it is." I said, "Okay." She said, it's some sort of bug." And she said, "If it doesn't go away in 4, 5, 6 days, come back and see me." I said, "Come back and see you for the mystery virus?" And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay." So but there's so many weird viruses going around. Chose to take a hot bath. I don't blame you, bro. I don't blame you. Wisconsin and Minnesota have safe ice spots already. Test positive for COVID 2 days before Thanksgiving. Tested negative 5 days ago. Well, you got that going for you. My wife calls me We Are. Wee Ridge. Did my head hurt more than usual? I kind of remember having a headache occasionally, but it wasn't like much. Jeremy, I think those are called drug dealers, dude. I've got this guy that prescribes me medicine, and I can just call him and meet him. David, that is a 100% certainty. That is a 100% certainty. It's either her or her sister. And her sister, the bebe, puts her fingers in her mouth. So it's typically she is the carrier. She is the carrier. I painted one of them, Rich. It's like a bone kind of. I left the natural color of the plastic exposed because it's such a beautiful bone color. And then I just added a little shot of yellow over the dot and some coppery orange scales on the shoulder and a black back, and then I put some little light glitter on it, yellow belly. Nice looking fall, early spring color. Household super spreader identified. Correct. Sat down with the bait, dotting and wiping all fibers for like 2 hours so I can get them even. You gotta find a new paint, I guess. Yeah, you need to buy like a heavily concentrated paint, Brendan, and then thin it. Is what I would recommend. Hello, John. What's new? Got a 4-year-old, and I'm sure he got it at school. Oh no, the kids are pretty resilient. Let's see. What if the Emperor is here? Emperor Jorge. Man. You gotta get your mixing ratio right. That's right. Dude, these take forever without a bill. Whatever I did with that bill. I don't need to misplace that because that was out of my bait. I'm sure it's gone forever. Rich, it is very heartbreaking. It is very heartbreaking. You are exactly right. Especially when they don't know how to express like what's wrong or like what they're dealing with. What is any good news in the fishing world that I missed out on while I was farting around hunting? I watched we talked about the Milliken Blockett debate. That was pretty lame. What about local legend Epic Eric on the Bass After Dark? Nothing very good. Did y'all get uh, Eric in that Bass After Dark where he was talking with Fritz and Steve Quinn? Um, hold on, let me spread some more germs. Hold on, another one. Okay. Uh, um, but the color skunk came up, and Fritz said that he has tried from pretty much every manufacturer he's been with to get them to come out with skunk, and they wouldn't. And Eric posted his skunk picture, his skunk baits, and I said, Eric, no story, no Fritz podcast, nothing is going to make anybody try skunk. Like I don't think like skunk is just it's cursed. Like it's not appealing. People don't get excited about skunking. Uh like there's a reason all these manufacturers will not come out with skunk because nobody wants to buy skunk. But if you do, there's one. Maybe they should maybe the name should be changed, John. I think that's what it is, AJ. I think people can get behind the concept of it, but it's one of those things that it's that's not really skunk. That's not a true skunk. Um, but um, it's one of those colors that if you go out and you're like, all right, I'm not gonna throw chartreuse. I'm not gonna throw, sexy shit. I'm not gonna throw red. I'm gonna listen to Fritz, an epic asshole, and I'm gonna throw this damn stupid black and white bait. And if you don't get bit quick, the hate mail is coming. This thing sucks. Skunk sucks. It's like Perch. Midnight Madness. That's a great name. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Because I can tell you firsthand that I've caught a lot of fish on a black bait, black crankbait. It's black and blue, brown and blue, black and purple. Uh, But Fritz and E like OG skunk. Um, but Morgan Mason, Mike could tell us about black baits if he chose to. But I don't know, man. It's hard. Like I said, those manufacturers know, dude. They're not. It ain't gonna sell. No matter how effective it is. I don't know. You'd really need like a Ben Milliken or somebody that's got like big influence for like stuff like that. Uh, the closest thing I think we've ever seen to it was KVD at Grand Lake when he won. I think he won. I think he did. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. But I think he was at Grand and he was catching them shallow on a 1.5 or a 2.5, and he was throwing that brown crawfish. Yeah, they don't look good on the shell. I mean, they kind of do. I mean, you got to say that's kind of sexy, right? I mean, that's kind of sexy. It's not 2018 at Grand. There you go, Morgan. I mean, it's pretty much this color, but crawfishy. Um, and I thought that was an interesting choice that that he chose that color. And I'd like to know what kind of like if he just rolled up and was like, "It's time for this," or if somebody was like, "Hey, you might want to throw something. You might want to throw that brown one." Kind of an odd choice. I would like to know how he went about choosing his color for that, but we'll never know the true answer. And if he did tell us the truth, we wouldn't believe it. Um, Skunktabulous. Tell me that black one wouldn't smoke in the spring. The good thing about black, Jeremy, is that it also works really well in clear water, almost as well as it does in muddy water. Um, Maybe it's like a grass thing. Maybe it's not. Probably my best producing crawl color. How well does it sell, AJ? Is it real dark? Like that dark? I don't know. What's the problem with it though? I think that's the question. What is keeping you from throwing skunk? Would you throw one if it were free? Or it would even free not make you throw it? Would even free fitty not get it? They sell okay. I know. Black topwaters, frogs, soft baits, crank, skirted baits. Well, you got to take crankbaits out there because nobody fishes dark crankbaits. Looks like a storm bait now. Daryl has made it his New Year's resolution to throw more dark crankbaits. Good resolution. AJ, have fun, bro. Kill a big one. 4 keepers. Are you Ned ringing, Darius? Spooning? Drop shotting? What are we doing? It must be bad if you're getting on this stream to just separate your mind from the water. Maybe you needed to just reset. Jeremy, you are a 1%er, bro. Eating a French side at Nolan? Where's that? A-Rig. I always forget about the A-Rig. Mainly because I only own one and it's still in the package. Well, Amy's calling. Hello. Bye. Got lucky. She was calling her mom. Wouldn't touch a crankbait. I wish I were with you, Darius. North of Bowling Green. Fishies came on a 3/4 ounce jig and a mag draft at King Killer. Morgan, I didn't get the 10 killer. I didn't know you went to 10 killer this past Saturday. JP have some green pumpkin DT10s and never caught a fish on them. Always try them. There's certain Clay. I'm trying to think if there's what baits besides the man's 1- that I can't get bit on, or what colors that I seemingly can't get bit on. Let's go to my bandit box. I've had it the longest. I never got bit on this one very good, and it's a famous color. Parrot. I know a lot of people love that color. Never worked that great for me. This color, I never caught a fish on this bait. This bait has seen no fish. Baby bass, that is a good one. I've caught. Do I have a baby bass bandit? I should. There it is. I knew I had one. I don't know why, but I feel like everybody has growing up. Everybody has to have a baby bass bait. Eric, I'm okay with that. But then I want you to follow me back down here and do the same thing, but here. Speaking of bass, this one was never good as I thought it was going to be. The gel coat bass. They had this one and also the bleeding version. I didn't catch them as good on this one as I did other gel coat colors. Wow, look at these hooks. I've caught a ton on this. This color was called Slick. It used to have chartreuse over the dot, but I think it's gotten so old it faded out. But what else? What else is fish repellent? DC9. Little benefit derby out there for kids whose parents couldn't afford Christmas presents. Got fifth out of maybe 30 votes. Matter. Sucks, Morgan. Y'all did good though. Brennan, please don't waste your resources and your valuable time. Show a DC9. I'll have to pull them out of my trash can over here, Eric, where they belong. Let's see. Oh, let me see if I've got a Spooky Mike Killer Beat. Yeah. There's one. But I don't know if his was chrome or foil. Was that it, Brendan? Was it a foiled one or was it a chromed one? Because I have both. Whichever one of those disgusting. It's got it. It's got it. It's just you can't see it. It's a very thin strip. It was foiled. I don't think they... Or unless the lighting was really bad, it could have been the blue one. I don't think it was the blue. I would bet every gram of silicone in Brendan's basement that it was one of those. I think it was this one. The foiled one. Where's... Here you go, E. The most overrated color in the Bagley lineup. I don't care if Fritz says it's the best color ever made. Painter Dude says... Not a fan. Not a fan. I'd rather throw this one. I'd rather throw any of them. What else? Have any other weirdos? Not really. Baby bass junk. Caught more river bass than any other. Isn't that odd? I don't understand. And the funny thing is, Eric, one of the guys when I was in Tuscaloosa that had a reputation of cranking bees, I pulled up beside him at a tournament one day, and he had a DC9 tied on. I was like, oh, because I like, you always look up to other you always look up to other bee crankers, and had heard a lot about his collection, and he had done a lot in the fishing world. Guy's name is Dalton Bobo. Made it to the Classic, lost because of a dead fish. So he pretty much won a Bassmaster Classic without winning it. But yeah, everybody, Dalton was famous around Tuscaloosa. And yeah, I pulled up beside him and saw that DC9 and really thought less of him after that. I said, man, I bet Dalton's a good guy. Nah, reverse. Out of here. Was it a decoy? It could have been a decoy. I mean, I don't know who puts their prize bees on deck for every clown to see when they idle up to them. So it probably was a decoy. If I were a betting man, I would say you're possibly right. You're possibly right. It was a decoy. Need some flat A's and DC9. I have painted that for people before. I don't make a habit of it, but I have done it. River crankers here like more of the 09 variety. Because y'all have real river fish, not those imposters like Eric. Not those Potomac imposters. East Coast imposters that try and act like they're not a different breed. I wonder if Fritz ever ties on something other than a crankbait. Only thing I ever see him throw is a Carolina rig. Like, maybe that tournament he won at Eufaula way back in the day, it might have been Texas rigged. But for the most part, all I think I've ever seen is a sea rig and a crankbait. And there's another bait. Sorry, JP. They're lovely fish. I've pulled on a few of them. They are nice specimens of fish. But there's another bait that he throws, and he will tell you, yes, Scott. He throws. It is. I think he says that it is attributed for more big bass than any other bait he throws, and it is the 1 ounce Cordell Spot. Let's see. It might be in this box. So, if you're not familiar with how ugly and strange this bait is, this is a 1 ounce Cordell Spot. And this was David Fritz' big bait secret for years. He didn't talk about it much, but I think there was like there was like one article where he mentioned that he threw this. But of course I read that and was like, I got to get that. And they're hard for a guy like me. It's like Brennan and Jeremy's triple trouts. It's hard for a dude like me to make that sexy. It's hard for me to make this sexy. It's hard for me to make a lot of baits sexy. This is one of them. Why was it so good back then? Size, shape, action? No, I think it was presentation. but we'll get into that. That's a camper. That's a camper stream. Because once I read that article, I also went down the wormhole of giant lipless baits, and I too found gold at the end of the giant lipless rainbow. Um, but also, if any of you are looking for these, I know someone here locally that has probably 5 of them. And I was looking at them, and I was like, I could paint those and sell them, and that's Fritz's juice for like 20 years. And but I started looking at it, and I was like, dude, I can't do that. Like, I don't even know I don't even know where to begin trying to like make this look good. I don't know. I don't know how you make this good. But yeah, that's an ugly ass 1 ounce spot. I need to send this to somebody. Chris, I started thinking it was you. I was like, this guy's in Texas. I was like, is that Chris? I was like, is Chris unloading? Has this been his plot all along? Because there was doubles. There was like 2 flat colored baits. I said, catching lunkers? The eBay power seller? We've been getting played this whole time. Struck it like a jig off the bottom. There you go. He clearly presented his other baits too. What are you talking about, Eric? Why does a 1 ounce rattle trap get a bigger bite than a Carolina rig or a Pose 400 when they won't eat either of those two? It's loud and obnoxious, and it makes them react. The other two do not. You got to think. Fritz is over there with his 3-to-1, creeping it through their face, and then you got some giant rattle trap going, and they're like, oh. Now you made me say it. $24-1. That's Anthony's reels. I don't know. I think Fritz just had his I think Fritz just had his. It's the same as guys that like live scope. He was doing it the same as those guys do now, except they were looking at him like they're looking at him now. Like if you watch Ben, he pulls up to a brush pile, he throws a big swim bait in there. He throws a little finesse swim bait in there. He throws a drop shot old monster. He's got his baits that he cycles through to get those fish to react. It's the same thing as what Fritz did, except Fritz couldn't really see them. He'd throw his crankbait in there and not get bit. Okay, let me throw my Carolina rig in there and not get bit. Okay, well, Let me rip my big trap through there and see what happens. Blop, got him. How effective would Fritz have been with live scope? Uh, I don't think it would have done him any good. He wouldn't be the crankbait king. Like, I don't think it would have helped him. He didn't need it. He was better than everybody else, but I mean, if you gave it to him, I don't know. Like being a I guess it would have just helped him get to the it would help him learn what he already knew faster. Uh, like rather than have to make 5 casts to figure out they don't like a color, he only have to make 2 casts. Or bait or whatever presentation he was trying to make. But he would have been more efficient with it. But you got to think though, what does a guy like David Fritz do with forward facing sonar and a 3/8-1 lose reel and a noodle and a DB3 sitting in a chair? Like, is that really going to help him? Yeah, that's what I'm kind of with you. I'm kind of with you, Scott. I don't think the way he fished and the way he learned to fish and everything about how he like did everything, forward facing sonar wouldn't have mattered. Because his everything he did was a process. And I think if you gave him forward facing sonar then it would have just messed up all of his instincts. Like how he went about, because all of that changes how your day develops, right? Like the decisions he makes, how many casts he decides to make on a pile, how many baits he wants to fish through that, like that's all dictating how the rest of his day is going to go. And I think if you threw forward facing sonar in there, it would take all that away and like kind of bastardize his instincts of what he did. Jeremy, I think it certainly does work. 100% works. The problem is everybody caught up to David Fritz and figured out better ways to catch them and bigger ones and more of them. But 30 years ago, that was how you caught a big bag, or that's he was the best at it. But now there's better ways to just think how big the weights were and that would have been in the 90s if you gave them all chatterbaits. I mean, that's a prime example. If you give the whole field 10 chatterbaits, shit's going to be wild. You know what I mean? Like, those guys will smash them. Give him a Fritza and no one else, then he rules the world. Yeah, I mean, if you, I mean, what happens? What happens if you give, like, if you put everybody on a Fritz? What? Here's a theoretical idea. So if you take everybody on the Elite Series and you say, "Hey guys, we're going to do a flasher only tournament in June on Gunnersville or July. Just say middle, third week in June. Um, we're only using flashers. How do you think Fritz does in a 100-boat Elite Series field, given that everybody is on the same electronics page as him?" I say he's up there. I say when you put people on Fritz's level, he's going to rise to the top. But I think he's just old, and the game has surpassed his ability to like do stuff. You know what I mean? He'd come in '96. Come on, dude. I don't think so. He might though, because I think we've also learned, um, because fishing deep when Fritz was fishing deep was a new thing. It wasn't new, but it was not like standard for everybody to go like fish deep. So I would think it's safe to say the majority of guys felt safe on the bank, and Fritz was kind of off the bank guy. Uh, and that was kind of the Wild West, was what was off the bank and fishing off the bank. So he was on the leading edge of that. But I think also now we might have figured out uh, different ways to catch fish, like at Gunnersville, like in the summertime. There's a ton deep, but there's still fish to be caught punching a big weight. They didn't punch big weights in '92. You know what I mean? Uh, so, and the fish have lots of pressure on them. So you might have to not be able to rely on those fish. You might have to go up and go snag you a couple fish off a brush pile in a shell bed, and then go like punch for a couple hours and see if you can get a big one doing that. Um, and I think that's kind of how the like those fish. Then he could just lean on them. He just needed enough of them. Uh, so I don't know. I think the game has just changed, and for him that wants to be a specialist at deep cranking, you can't. It's not the same. You just can't do it. You just can't sit out there and wind a plug because those fish are abused. Uh, and people have gotten better fishing faster. That's the other thing. It's like when Fritz was winning, Kevin Van Dam was coming through, and Kevin set the standard for like fishing fast. So the generation that watched, like my generation that watched Van Dam, we all started fishing faster, and then the guys after us fish even faster and break down water even faster and catch fish faster. So like everything is like hyper speed now, and Fritz is still 3-8 to 1 when everybody else is 9-1. The game is played. That's about the best analogy I could put on it. Is that the bass fishing now in 2023 is a 23-1 gear ratio, and Fritz is still on a lose BB1 3-8 to 1 ratio. No, that and the other guys, he was like guys have gotten a lot better fishing shallow too, but their baits are a lot better. And there's a lot more techniques, like guys fishing like finessey stuff shallow, chatterbaits, top waters, ploppers, like all that's have made like shallow water fishing uh, easier. Remember guys talking about saving seconds for a few more casts in a day? Yeah, you don't hear about that much anymore. Um, No, what would you say, Scott? 8 to 12 was probably his sweet spot. I would venture to say, which is, I mean, I feel like that's to me. If I'm gonna go get off the bank, to me, 8 to 12 is like perfect because it's not like troublesome to fish, and like you can get your bait to that range easy, and it's a fun depth to fish, and there's typically lots of fish in that range. Um, but when you start getting into the ledges that top out, and you need to get a crankbait to hit 18, that's pretty annoying. Um, They should get in the bank throwing a frog and do better than what Fritz would do on deep. Jeremy, I hope not. That's if that's the case. That's another thing, dude. Frogging has changed the shallow game, especially like a place like Guntersville. Like if you had a tournament in June, there'd be frogfish caught if you wanted to. Um, yeah, I it, I mean, Jeremy. Now that you start talking about this kind of stuff, it'd really be interesting to see how he would do. Uh, if it would if Fritz would shine, or if like everything else is so good, like guys are just good enough shallow that even as good as he is off the bank, like it's still not good enough. But I mean, you think about it, you if you put Fritz off the bank and everybody doesn't have electronics and they just go to frogging, punching, um, chatterbaiting, all that kind of stuff, big spoons. I guess if they knew how to read a flasher, they'd be okay. Um, I, we'll never know. We'll never know. But it's fun to think about. His modified pose 400 was good in 12 to 15 max. Yes, it's. I mean, anybody that's cranked a big balsa bait, it is very hard to get a bait that buoyant down that deep. Um, if you have them for fishing tournaments in 81, do we even still have bass tournaments? Uh, I don't know. I don't know what the end. I don't think it looks good for professional fishing because there's not going to be like Blockett's going to be right in the end because when you take away the magic and the mystery, people are going to realize that there is no magic and mystery anymore, and the appeal is going to be gone because it's going to be so. You know what I mean? Like when you don't know what's out there, it the mystery is what is appealing about bass fishing. You go out on the lake and you're like, what's by this tree? I don't know. Let's pitch up there and find out. But like to the casual guy, I think it's just gonna like get lame. I think it's just gonna dumb it down to where you don't need pros. You know what I mean? Like the pros are killing their or the I feel like forward facing is gonna kill the professionals mystique and their credentials because I think the average guy is going to look at it and say, "Well, he's just looking at fish. Like, if I could look at him, I could do that. Let's go watch pool. Let's go watch some guy throw darts. This shit sucks. Let's watch poker. Have weather delays when it goes. I mean, AI is going to play in it. That's what I said. I've said before. Like it's so stupid, but it's literally going to turn into a video game. You'll have sunglasses that have like screens that show like in real time like where the fish are and like paint the picture over the water, and you can just look out there and like see where the fish are and then cast to them. You won't even need your graph. You know what I mean? You won't even need a graph. They'll be in your Costas, and you just turn your head, fishy. Be able to identify fish. I mean, but at that point, why not just sit your ass at home and like lay on the couch and like put a fan on you and maybe have like your kids sprinkle some raindrops on your head like it's raining, and you can like sit your ass on the couch and fish. Throw the skunk from your couch, from your digital tackle box. You just go beep, boop, 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 boop. Hey Siri, give me a skunk crankbait out.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
It's the future, bros. Hey Siri, is a skunk crankbait any good? Nope. Nope. So Siri confirmed. Skunk sucks. But I don't know. I don't think this is I don't think this is I don't think forward facing is the I don't think it's doing us any favors. Might be fun, might be innovative, might be, you know, what's trendy, but looking forward, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's going to end well. Let them use live bait. I would rather them use live bait than live scope. You still don't know what's down there. But that would be really fun. A live bait only tournament. Catch a few more fish this year because of it. I mean, I don't know. Live bait and live scope. Let's see what they can do. I think, I don't know, dude. You gave half the field live scope, half the field live bait. Total weight, 5 fish. Live baiters, live scopers. Got to catch your bait. You got to be able to throw a cast net. Bottom line is that bass fishing will never be like it was in the 80s or the 90s, even the early 2000s. No. We're going backwards, Burns. It's not getting better, it's getting worse from a viewer standpoint. Going to find out if my Tacklecraft Trucker Head is good for catching walleyes. Oh yeah, they definitely have. They've got. They have walleye juice sewn into the sweatband, so when you sweat, you soak it in. You can't put Pandora back in the box. No, you can't. But I don't know. Like I wonder if behind the scenes there's got to be somebody like at Bass or some of these electronics companies, they got to be thinking Is this good? Like, where does this stop? Did TK make you the same? Yeah, Brendan. Frank got 3 of these. Equipment is killing the game. Yeah. I guess we'll just have to, just it was the glory days and it's never going back there. Like everything that all of us grew up loving watching is not coming back ever. Jeremy, you would hope that there's somebody behind the scenes going. I mean, there probably is, but they're just getting shut down. And everybody's like, dude, shut up. Like, no, that's dumb. But yeah, it's just about money. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. Oh well. Screw it. I'm not fishing pro. I like watching pro fishing, but doesn't matter. I'll go fish in my little grimy ass boat and stick my rod tip in the mud and fish like a damn cave dweller. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm the same, Clay. I'll watch it even if it sucks, and then I'll just bitch about it and talk about how I wish it was 1993 again. All right, Frank, have fun going fishing. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Well, I got these are dried now. I can dump these. Then I'll leave. I got more baits to paint. More baits to paint, and then I can start on the Burnsies. I can start sanding them. Maybe I'll take them home tonight. Is there any good streams on tonight? I'm not leaving yet, Clay. Just another pump fake. If do I have any favorite Christmas movies? I guess you could say Grumpy Old Men, because Grumpy Old Men is during Christmas, the first one, and it's my favorite movie of all time. So I guess it would qualify as a Christmas movie. I like Home Alone. Favorite Christmas movies. I need AJ here to refresh my memory. He knows all my favorites. Daryl, send them on. If they were to put forward-facing sonar graph on the TV, see, that doesn't appeal to me because that could just as easily be fake. Like AI could create that, and it would be the same thing to me. Like you're still just watching a screen of like some dude looking at a fish. Brennan, that's because you're an old soul, bro. You can relate. I don't know. I don't know that I want to see. I don't know that would be that appealing. Maybe it is. I don't know. No stream, but McClellan on Zaldane's wife show. Exactly, Clay. That's the one thing that nobody's saying. That Trait's the one with the damn sack that is there to be the villain and like ask all the hard questions. It's kind of sad. Later, Burns. Austin Power OGs. Gets a glass or two of wine. She's going to hit you with the heat. Yep. I need to take this bait out in the sun for you to see. It's got some flake underneath that will it'll get you it'll get you cranking your 24-1. Very candy. There we go. I'll tell you what, bros. If you want to test your painting skills, try that one. Not as easy, because when you spray the white on the shoulders, white has a tendency to want to dust the surface of what you're painting on. So any micron of overspray is going to show. They're not fun. Like if I had to paint 100, I'm glad people don't like this shit because they're really hard to paint clean. Really hard. You know what's funny, Epic Eric? Epic Eric, and now that I have your ear, did I not send you? I'll send it to you now. Let me see if I send it to you. Skunk is tough to do clean. It is. You got to really have your stuff together. Let me see, Eric. I did not send it to you, but I will. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll show you, bros. I'll show you, bros, what Eric and I will be discussing. So, see that bait? There's a grimy one right here and a real clean, pretty one on the other side. If you notice the color, it's the same dark brown. It looks black, but it's not. I guess you could call that skunk. But this is from 2019 of April. Before and after of a B3 I cleaned up. But the question I have to you is, who fishes black/brown baits? And I posted that in Woodbait Nation. And I got 20 comments. This one guy, Andy, says, I find it interesting that people fish black jigs, worms, and creature baits, but don't usually think to fish black or really dark crankbaits. Correct, Andy. Benjamin says, lots of black out there, even swim baits, and I mean $100 plus baits, in all black, and they're working. I do a lot of black poppers too, and they go fast. The guys fish around docks at night with these. Black has a good silhouette in darker water. I use black plastics at night so the fish can see the outline, and it works, says Dylan. BJ says it's one of the best kept secrets. Dirty water killer. Mark says, I painted some walleye baits in a black pattern for fishing the muddy water around here and was told they were a great clear water color by a walleye angler. We had a good conversation about the differences between walleye and bass fishing. Travis says Mississippi River secret is a black square bill. Oscar says the most visible color in muddy water. Black is great color for all kinds of baits. Why not crankbaits? Jacob says, I do, since there is a lot of darker and stained waters by me. What does this guy say? Justin says, just FYI, I know they're plastics, but when Berkley is developing baits, they use all black baits. Ken says, that looks killer, man. Thanks, Ken. Stacy says, down here, lots of guys cranking black purple or violet purple at night on clear lakes like Kiowa. They're kicking ass with it. How about that shit? So, lots of people put 2 and 2 together that other baits do work in black. And the crankbaits, they also, I think they could all agree that there's a black bait thing outside of crankbaits, and it should work on crankbaits. We don't talk about that either, Eric. Oh, but I guess for those, that's what where's my little box? My little tackle box I had for going down to the test pond on the causeway. I don't know what I did with it. The flat set I put up for sale is getting a skunk pattern. Brennan, you must want to keep it. So everywhere black is the best kept secret. Possibly, Brendan. I guess we'll never know. I wonder if Bill Dance could sell a black crankbait. Is he the only guy on earth that has the potential of selling a black crankbait? Is he our only hope? Thoroughly enjoyed you reading the comments. 'Twas the night before crankbait Christmas. Crankbait. All right, who's left? Anybody left? I guess not. All right. Oh, I missed one. I missed this guy. Well, if I know it's not so secret. So skunk is not the best kept secret, correct. It is in fact not a secret. It's just a color that people refuse to buy. I need to show this one. Where's my paper? I don't know if this will work. Oh boy. It's better than skunk right there. Suck it, skunk. That's way more fun to fish in dirty water. Castle Don does throw a black Chapo a lot. I want to see if it'll sell. It'll sell. Very Skunksmas. Yes, Anthony. Skunkweed, dirtweed, whatever you want to call it. Seeds, stems, all that stuff. Yes. When was the last time something like that was available? 2002? Do a rat bait like a baby skunk? Could. Eric's got a possum. TK wants a headache. I've got stories, but I'll pass for today. All right, dudes, I'm going to get out of here and go finish painting the rest of the plugs. I got all the WeArs done. That was my main mission, to get those done. And but I will be putting these up. And what's funny is nobody has asked what this actually is. Nobody has said, what bait is that? So I guess you don't care. We'll leave that a mystery. But what is that? What is that? I guess you'll have to find out. Kyle, I think that's what we're learning here at Tacklecraft, is that I have wasted my entire life's work in that all crankbaits and fishing lures should be black and white. Sometimes you throw a crankbait with a white body, black back. When they don't bite that one, you know which one you throw? The one with the black body and the white back. That's all you need. They're not biting your black worm. Throw the white worm. Tacklecraft closed for business because I have painted in a circle my whole career, and we have come to the point where I have evolved to monochromatic colors. Everything from here on out is just going to be black and white. You won't even be able to. You're like, is TK posting like artsy fartsy black and white pictures? No, bro. That's just the way all my baits look now. The last time I tried to get TK to spray a drop black, he said I could rattle can it. Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you want a black bait that bad, it's pretty easy to make a bait just black. You don't need me for that. That would be a waste of my resources. No gray area, no. Maybe, I mean, if I'm feeling real like years ago, if I was feeling froggy, I would like use all these iridescents and pearls. The new me, if I'm feeling real wild and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna make this bitch so badass. I'm gonna make this the best looking crankbait anybody's ever seen. I'll put a gray line on it. Really blow y'all's dresses up. Really chub y'all up. Really get y'all cranking your 24 to 1s. Warp speed cranking. Oh yeah. I don't know. I might get crazy as shit. I might get buck wild out there today. I might put black glitter on shit. Maybe. If you're lucky. Dude, I might paint a bait black and then put white glitter on it. Anthony, it might even be warp speed might be too slow. We might have to go straight for ludicrous speed. What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken? Name that movie. Somebody, please name that movie. No, 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 no. Light speed's too slow. Light speed's too slow? Yes. We're going to have to go right for ludicrous speed. No, no, sir, light speed, ludicrous speed's too fast. What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken? Spaceballs, of course, Anthony knew it. Eric, I've got a new for 2024 Sunshine gel coat coming out. Norman will probably steal it and put it in their custom shop, but here's what it's going to be. Sunshine gel coat, and then I'm going to do black over the top of it. White eyes, black pupils. Maybe black eyes and black pupils. I'm not sure yet. But and then probably black scales and a black throat. A little splash of black on the throat. Maybe a black gill. Black split rings. Black hooks. Black line. Definitely going to get ripped off. Oh, and one more thing before I go. Maybe I should title the video for tomorrow this, but I'm really disgusted with the Uncle Frank's paint shop rogue colors. They really twisted my knob. So I got an email. Custom colors are in. Check them out. I looked at them. So let's see what these things are all about. And I looked at them, and they looked really stupid. Not because of Frank's paint jobs he created. No. They took the Smithwick Rogue and they took the most iconic thing about it and removed it. And that was the backwards teardrop eye. Gone. Now it's two little stupid dots on the side of the head, and it looks like total shit. That's what made a Smithwick Rogue a Smithwick Rogue. You take that away, and it looks like a shitty Rebel bank. This one. You remove the teardrop, looks like that. Remove the teardrop, looks like that. Old Rebel crumbs, Redfin crumbs. They're lame. The most identifiable thing about the entire bait that they have like built their brand around, not around it, but it's been a signature of Smithwick lures forever, is the backwards eye, the teardropped eye. Nah, we're going to get rid of that. We don't need that. We need it to look like every other piece of shit out there where, you know, with some little two-dotted eyes. It really, really tweaked my melon. It's another movie reference for you. Really tweaked my melon. What's he say? A buff bro like Crawl getting wheezed on by a scumbag like you. Now you just chill. Anthony, I'm sure, knows that one too. Anthony, honestly, I could not even focus on the colors because all I could see, Jeremy got it, uh, because I was so enraged at the lack of teardropness on the first layer of the eye, and all my eyes could see were blood red and black and sinister colors because of the rage that had filled my body. So, um, yeah, I didn't even notice the colors. I don't even know what the colors are. Clay, the Northern Lights color looked good. Clay, you don't need that Northern Lights bullshit. You just need a black Fritz Side 5 Junior. Um, what else? But if I were shopping from the paint shop, I would go order them all and pick your favorite color and then get a can of black spray paint and then just spray paint them all black, and you will catch more bass and bigger. All right, dudes. A black pose. Possibly. Why not? The colors mimicked Megabass. Yes. That was what I was going to do on a. Where's my box? I wanted to do a. The eyes have been sitting here forever, but I had a this Super Rogue. I was going to strip it down to clear and then paint it in Megabass matte shad. It'd be real sexy. But I haven't got around to it because I don't have the stuff. But I do have some big rogues. I got to get some lips for these guys. I'm about to put the blast on some blueback Lanier Smith Lake guys. I'm about to hammer them with the juice. I got some good baits to paint. These are Morgan. This is the newer one. This is the old one with the replaceable bill. Yes, they're the 5.5. I'm also going to be painting these. That's my. That's not a devil's horse. That's a rogue. Clay, I did. No, I don't think I've done Wonder. I did the bait that Hella got snipped, pike snipped, was a Wonder Bread, was a play on Wonder Bread, but like not ugly. I think Brian, Gasper Cheesiacs got a. I think I did him a Wonder Bread looking bait, but not usually. I'll be painting these. And if you don't know that this thing is legit, I'm sorry. They'll be black, but the bait is awesome. They never talk about a good like brush pile bait. Look how wide the lip is. This would I would venture to say I would qualify this bait as a sleeper. Not a ledge, just a Bandit 400, I think this was called, or the something. It was just a think the ledge came later. This was just whatever that big bandit was. This one was pre-ledge. I think it was just a 400. Bandit 700. Let's look. Do they even make it anymore? I'm sure they don't. Here it is. Yep, it's 400. Pre-Pradco, Bandit 400. 25 bones. Still have one left in pearl with red eyes. Caught so many fish on it, you can't get it dry anymore. Oh, now the Bandit 400 guys are coming out of the woodworks. Well, I found a few. It's funny. It's funny that there's these baits floating around that nobody talks about. And then you bring it up and they're like, well, maybe, yeah. Dude, I've never painted one. Not a Bandit, man. Come on, dude. Bandit spanks that Heine. I've never painted one because we used to always just throw the regular colored ones. But what was funny is, like, back in the day, these were cheap enough and ugly enough that you just throw them down in a brush pile and break them off like nothing, just because it was a Bandit 400. They were ugly, but they worked. So I probably lost as many as I've ever owned, and because they were like, I would go get back a like 200 Bandit or a 300 Bandit. Like, I would try and like get that one off, but these things, you just throw them down there and snap them off and get another one. Later, Clay. No, I actually purchased these at a yard sale not too long ago, and I'm excited to see how they look, because they're disappointingly ugly. And like I said, I've never tried to make one look pretty. So I bet they're gonna look sexual. We'll see. I mean, honestly, I have no idea because I've never seen one with a decent paint job on it. So, do these have any inscriptions on it? I mean, it's actually, oh, I take it back. This is, all right, Scott. This one is the 700. This is the big one. This is the 700. This is the 300. So the 300 has just a regular bill on it. The 700 is weighted. It's got a ball. And also the bill has been shaved from the factory. It's beveled on the edge. So they have a weighted bill, and they have a beveled edge. The bait itself has a lot going for it as far as like what they put into what they molded into this bill. before, at this point in time where these were made, I would say the technology in these was pretty. The bill technology was pretty advanced given when they were built. Um, oh, never mind. This is the you're right. The 700 was the one that came later. Um, I don't know. Would this be a 500 then? Did it jump? I don't know. I knew this was the 400, but maybe this is like the 400 deep. But this one does have a bigger bill. We'll see. Regardless, they were all. I don't even remember which one we threw. I think it was the 400 though. I think that's the 500 probably. I never remembered the 500. I only remembered the 400. The 700 Jody used to throw, and that was a really good bait too. Really good bait. Did they make a 1200? No, but they're really hard to get. One of my favorites was the 3800. They were very limited production. I think they only made 3. The crawl patterns were very vanilla. Caught fish though. I mean, it didn't take much to trick a bass in 1996. Pretty much needed a jig with a big salty chunk and what? Hog collar spinnerbait, lunker lure buzzbait, Bagley balsa bee. You're pretty much good, which is basically the same thing I fish with now. Bandit 500 crankbait. They had 9,000 colors. They certainly did. That's why. That's why when somebody sent me like back in the day, somebody sent me a link to a blank crankbait body that was a Bandit 200. And they're like, oh, you can get Bandit 200s blank now. I'm like, why would I order those? Like, because they're awesome. I'm like, yeah, but Bandit makes every color imaginable for like $5. Like I could probably dream up some wild ass color and throw it on a bait, and Bandit's probably painted it. Like they're the same as Norman, dude. Like they're just like, let's get as many colors as humanly possible, and that, like, you gotta be trying to like come up with colors that Bandit or Norman haven't done. There's a post on Bass Boat Central about them. $7.79, about $8 for a damn Bandit, a Chinese Bandit. Man, sad times. I guess I'm gonna go. The same guy that had those. The same guy that had those 1 ounce spots. He had some old Bandits. I guess I should have got them. He wanted $2 for them, but I'd already bought a whole stash pile of stuff. Yeah, same guy that had the 1 ounce spots. I bought this stupid thing. It's a Smithwick butterfly. Smithwick butterfly. Notice the eyes. Ooh, how nice those look. Um, but I went and threw this yesterday, and you know what it did? Nothing. It didn't even wiggle. Um, so I guess that's the reason that the reason nobody still talks about a Smithwick butterfly because they don't swim. You might have to use like 8-pound test. I was throwing 15. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm gonna go paint some more. That'll be good. Good talking to everybody. Got to throw the butterfly on a Fritz 3-8-1. You're probably right. And I did need a noodle to throw it. You're probably right. But thanks for sitting around and talking to me for 2 hours today, dudes. Enjoyed it. Good catching up with everybody. Uh, we'll talk tomorrow after everybody's gone out and bought a can of Krylon and bombed their crankbait box. That's what I would recommend everybody do. Let's go get a can of spray paint. Open your box. Just fog the bitch down, and you will be able to. You'll be ready to rip bass by the time the paint dries. All right, that'll be good. Check in tomorrow. See you.